What did a crush do that made you immediately lose interest in them? I'd been talking to this girl Jess for like 2 months. We met at a coffee shop near campus when she accidentally knocked over my drink trying to reach for sugar packets. She bought me a new one and we ended up talking for 3 hours about everything from bad reality shows to her psychology major. Jess was cool. She had this laugh that made everyone around her smile, and she always remembered random stuff I mentioned, like how I complained about my roommate leaving dirty dishes everywhere. And a week later she texted me a funny meme about messy roommates. Little things like that. We hung out a few times. Nothing too serious. Movies at her place, studying together at the library, grabbing late-night tacos from this truck downtown. She was easy to be around. No drama, no weird games, just genuine. Then came the grocery store incident. We decided to cook dinner together at her apartment. Some pasta thing she saw on TikTok that looked decent. Simple enough. So we went to the grocery store down the street from her place. Everything was normal at first. We argued about which pasta shape was best. She insisted bow ties were superior to penny. I thought she was insane, but whatever. We grabbed sauce, cheese, some frozen garlic bread. At checkout, there was this older lady in front of us, maybe in her 70s, wearing scrubs like she just got off work at a hospital or something. She had basic stuff in her cart. Bread, milk, some canned soup, nothing fancy. When it was her turn to pay, her card got declined. She tried again, declined. You could see her face get red. She started digging through this worn-out purse, counting crumpled bills and loose change. The cashier was being patient, but there was a line forming behind us. The lady was clearly trying to figure out what items to put back so she could afford the rest. That's when Jess leaned over and whispered in my ear, "God, this is taking forever. Some people really need to get their life together before they go shopping." I looked at her face. She wasn't joking. There was this annoyed expression like the woman was personally ruining her day. The elderly lady was still counting change, and Jess actually rolled her eyes and let out this loud sigh. Loud enough that the woman definitely heard it. "Seriously?" Jess muttered. "This is ridiculous." The woman ended up leaving behind a few items, including what looked like medicine bottles. She paid for the rest and hurried out, looking embarrassed. As we were checking out, I asked Jess, "Did that really bother you that much?" She shrugged. "I just think people should come prepared. It's not that hard to check your bank account before you leave the house. We all have busy lives." That hit me wrong. This woman was clearly struggling, maybe choosing between food and medication, and Jess was worried about waiting an extra 5 minutes. "Maybe she's having a rough month," I said. "Healthcare workers don't exactly make bank." Jess just laughed it off. "Or maybe she's just bad with money. Either way, not my problem." We walked to her car and I kept thinking about it. The way Jess had zero empathy for someone who was obviously struggling. How she made it about her own inconvenience instead of having any human compassion. When we got back to her apartment, she started talking about the pasta recipe again like nothing happened. But I couldn't shake what I'd seen. This wasn't just someone having a bad moment. This was who she really was when she thought nobody was watching. I made up some excuse about feeling sick and left before we started cooking. Never responded to her texts after that.